Starting Narrator, ArrayLab, ArrayLab.java. Pay asterisk script for video. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. I am going to talk for a few minutes about the methods I made for this assignment. Given the simplicity of the assignment and limited time to complete it, I simply did the bare minimum. Under other circumstances I would have preferred to add in more safeguards and tried to optimize it a little. The first method is called max, and its purpose is to return the largest value in a set of numbers held in a two-dimensional array of ints. For this purpose I needed to create a nested for loop to iterate through all the values of both the rows and columns. But first I needed to create an int to hold the max value that it will return. I began by declaring the new int with the first value in the given 2D array. By doing this I initialize the variable for use, and guarantee that it won't start at a number higher than one contained. I could also have designed the function to skip the first comparison, making it more efficient. However, I didn't have time to implement that. Considering that, it would have been more efficient to set the variable to -2,147,483,648, which is the minimum value for assigned int. By doing that it would already have the number to be set, rather than instructions on where to find the number in RAM. Either way, this was a simple variable declaration, and garbage collection will clean up once it completes. If I needed something like this for a program I was writing, I'd make a self-sorting object to eliminate the need for a method that finds the maximum value, since the last variable would be the maximum. In the past I developed a sorting function that can sort data in one pass, which could be used for the initial data dump into it, otherwise dropping appended values into the appropriate position by design. Having sorted data has other benefits besides immediately knowing the maximum and minimum as well. The next method I'll be talking about is called row sum. The purpose of this method is to sum every value in a designated row. As before, I did just the bare minimum given the time constraints. Normally I'd have included some security measures to make sure that the given variable and row number existed and such. Here all I did was create the int to hold the sum initialized to the first value of the row, then put in a for loop to iterate over all the following values. It assumes that the given 2D array is not null, has a row at the given location, and contains at least one variable within that row. In this case the method is pretty efficient, and doesn't do anything it doesn't have to, despite also not doing some things it should. As before, it is a simple variable declaration, and garbage collection will clean up once it completes. Pay ArrayLab, ArrayLab.java. Pay asterisk script for video.txt, notepad. Following the row summing method, there's a column summing method. This one is predictably named column sum. In this case the method was required to be able to handle ragged 2D arrays. That is to say, arrays which have unequal numbers of columns for each row. Therefore there is a check within the for loop for whether the given column number exists within a row, before it tries to add it to the sum variable. Because it's possible that there is no variable in the given column of the first row, I simply initialized the variable to 0. Other than that it's pretty much the same as the last method. Everything I said there about garbage collection and improvement possibilities applying. The final method here is all row sums. The purpose of this method is to sum the values in every column of every row. Like with the last two, I need to create a variable to hold the sums. However, it is required that each row's sum be separately calculated. So the variable I've created is an int array. I've initialized this array to be the same length as the array of int arrays being passed in. ArrayLab, ArrayLab.java. Pay asterisk script for following that is a nested for loop like the one from the max function, which goes over every variable in the 2D array. However, instead of comparing the values, It simply sums them into the index of the sum array at the same row index of the given 2D array. Like the others, I just did the bare minimum. And there are various ways I could have improved both the efficiency and the security of the method. Such as checking if the given 2D array contains anything in the first place. Although it's quite efficient, and I think it would be difficult for me to find ways of improving it there. Luckily, Java's garbage collection will clean up the new variable again. Blank. File, text.